Ladies and gentlemen, it is Talent League Titan Series Group Stage Day. Play Day 1, here we are. I am your host, Velocity, joined by my analyst, Tish, on the desk. How are we doing tonight, Tish?
Hello, people out there. I'm so excited to be around. This is the first play day, and what is an evening with the Sage on the streams and Team 86 versus Team NeedONE.
3 minutes.
Most definitely. It is obviously exciting to be here, Tish, and I'm glad to have you on the desk with me tonight. So let's move on to some maybe predictions and some information about both these rosters. So first off, what is your prediction going into this match?
So as an analyst, we always look at the stats. So based on the stats of these two teams, I'm going to predict Team 86 to be the winner. Team 86 had a great run in 2023. They have started it with the UK in, which they only lost one game to Pats and Slip, and then they went through EU lower qualifying open qualifier, which also they had a great run there with only two loss, if I'm not mistaken, in the open qualifier, and then in the playoffs they lost finally to Saint Speedboat, and then they went to the Games Without Border, and their only two loss was to Eminem and Koi, which are the T1 teams, and that's understandable. So I'm going to cheer for Team 86, but we have an exciting player on Team NeedONE, which can be the game changer. Likafak is going to play for Team NeedONE, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows him from the BDS and the great role and the way he plays. So it's a bit hard. I'm not lying, but when it comes to the team play, I think Team 86 can be a banger.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you mentioned it, but we are on Oregon, and you were also saying that you think Team 86 have potential to win this match, but you've also got to remember they have actually, in fact, had some roster changes recently as Curly has left them, and Vito taking his spot today on the roster. So how do you think this is gonna play out?
Uh, all the roster change always add complexity to the matches. So when you have a solid roster playing many games together, being in sync, knowing each other's flaws and strengths, it always comes in hand no matter what kind of rival you're facing. But when it comes to the changes, it takes time to be synced. So I think during the time that they had and they practiced and they screamed, if they have been able to sing good enough, they still have a good chance to take on Team NeedONE. Also, to remember, Oregon is absolutely Team 86 map. They
Yeah.
have appeared on Oregon 22 times, and they have only lost it 6, which is a huge number. So, in my opinion, actually bringing uh, Team 86 Oregon was a little bit questionable, but let's see what happens.
And you've got to remember, Team 86 are also the team here that did have an unfortunate run in LCQ, but nonetheless were involved in LCQ. But nonetheless, we're going to see this match underway. We're going to introduce our casters tonight, which is Squishy and Chaka. Over to you guys.
Hello. Back and ready. I'm Squishy, Chaka to my left and my right. I always keep on forgetting, but Team 86 NeedONE agency on the Oregon. Left, I was told. I think that's my left. I really don't know. But Chaka, how are we feeling today?
I'm feeling okay. It's the first game of the Titan series. It's a pretty exciting one. You have an invited team versus a team who battled their way through the trenches of the open qualifiers. Team 86 versus NeedONE Agency. And of course, as mentioned by the desk, we are going to Oregon. This map favoring Team 86 coming into this matchup, especially in 2023. 6 wins, 2 losses on this map, whereas NeedONE Agency, if I can pull up the stats right quick for them, 5 wins, 4 losses out of 9 games. So positive for them, but still pretty good for Team 86. We start off with the ban phase, and I mean, Squishy, this is pretty average nowadays in this current meta.
Yeah, I mean, just this meta, Dockerby, Nook falling, it's just a sight to see. Obviously, Mira, I'm a bit surprised. I mean, Mira just really fell off ever since you can melee it. And obviously, Cade to fall, so Mira, Cade. If Mira gets banned, Cade usually follows on this map. Team 86 on the defense, NeedONE agency on the attack. And I mean, just looking at the lineup of NeedONE agency, obviously, like Noctish said, Team 86, statistically, it does favour them, but again, it's Siege and one player, you know, one round. It's all they need is one magazine to do the rest of it.
Yeah, Oregon is one of those maps, you know, you could be probably the best team at it, but chances are you'll run into a team that's just as good as it as you are. It's a pretty default map, all things considered, especially in today's map pool. Oregon has been around for a while, and even though it got a rework when Ayana and Oryx came out a couple of seasons ago, it still feels like the same old Oregon that we had years ago when Siege first came out. So still pretty default, all things considered. Team 86 starting off on that defense, and they go right to that basement site. And I mean, I'm seeing some interesting things already with the lineup of Goyo and the captain.
I mean, obviously, I wouldn't question Goyo, I mean, at all when it had those 2, or even 3 shields it used to have, but obviously 2 in the more later version of Siege. But again, I mean, if you really want to hold that bunker, I mean, you're not going to be able to get past. The Goyos will go first, which waste, I think, 15 seconds? 12, 13?
20 seconds.
And I'm 20, yeah, 20, I thought so. And spawn peak, I mean, this is Team 86. I mean, this new meta, he's running Capcan, let alone the fact that he spawn peaked Arzen. So, Iana going down first. That's your first entry. I mean, 2 pairs of nades left, and another one, 2 Cano, finding the C4 on EFAC. I mean, EFAC, that was the play you were looking out for, and he's going to be falling first, and the Capcan trap to scratch seconds. I mean, what a meta this is.
Yeah, so far, 5 drones eliminated for the side of NeedONE agency, but also 2 players taken off of the board too. You get rid of the buck, not too important on basement side. It's more or less important for clearing out that top floor, establishing vertical angles, and dislodging this defense on the first floor, or the roam game, at least from Team 86. But since they got 2 players, you don't really need to worry about the roam game that much because they got all they needed to. But you see some caution on the side of NeedONE agency. Ben still slowly moving into the second floor, even though no one's there.
I mean, it's just Team 86, they've played this so well. I mean, they've got the picks and drop back straight back side. NeedONE agency, they're going to be watching everything. There could be Attic, there could be T4, there could be T3. They could be anywhere, and if these drones are going to be on this site now, they're just going to have to keep on worrying about that flank. Obviously, 2 dead people, I mean, that's 2 cams they can watch, but Team 86, 1 minute 30 left. They've got a barn if they do want to find the hatches, but with this man advantage, it's just been so unbelievably impossible to win this round.
Not looking too good for NeedONE agency. Just now you see them starting to clear the hatch, moving their way from the second floor, and now transitioning over to the first. Hatch is open inside of laundry, and they're just now moving inside of freezer, getting that freezer control. And Team 86, they're content to just let them have it. 1:05 left on the first round here of Oregon between Team 86 and NeedONE agency. And even though you clear up some space, maybe you can sneak a plant inside of laundry with Mataro or Matarox holding this cross from freezer. I don't know, maybe NeedONE agency can work something out here, Squishy.
I mean, definitely possibilities, and without 2 C4s which have been used, there is 1 C4 on Matt, but I don't think he's in the most important position there. I mean, obviously the hatch being open, Drop's going to be forced to push out, and they're going to have to go for a push. Matarox, though, he's going to be lasered down by Vito, and there's his doubling around. I mean, he's getting his forester now, and there's 30 seconds left to use. These Go-Go charges will waste so much time, and there you go, Freezer's cut off for another 20 seconds, like you said. I think there is one on Laundry's way. Actor will find some damage. Tucano gets Ben. That's going to be the last member down. Bash is the last to fall. Tucano with a double and a flawless round on Laundry Supply Room to start Oregon off. I mean, like I said, Team 86 looking to go their way.
Yeah. Not a good attacking round, at least from NeedONE agency sides. They give up those first 2 picks early, and then Team 86 content to just play sight. And I thought at first with how backed up Team 86 were, maybe NeedONE agency could sneak off a plant. But the moment that Team 86 got that sound cue, they just let it rip with the delay utility. The smoke grenades, the Goyo canisters, all hell broke loose. And NeedONE agency, they were forced to be aggressive and take gunfights if they wanted to have a chance of winning that round. Unfortunately, they didn't win those gunfights, and Team 86 take a comfortable round 1 here on Oregon, and you see them as soon as they go from basement, they go all the way up to the 2nd floor. And again, I mean, you're seeing a pretty exciting lineup, pretty default, all things considered in the current day meta. Solus, Smoke, Mute, Azami, Valkyrie on Oregon. I like this lineup. It's pretty aggressive.
I love this defensive idea. I mean, obviously, we've seen it a couple of times, but it'll be interesting what Team 86 actually play around it, because with the aggression, I wasn't really expecting it rotated into the T3 and Attic. Obviously, it could be reinforced because there is one pocket reinforcement left to use. But, I mean, NeedONE agency, I mean, just look at EFAC. He's gone straight on Ash. He's not going to be having it anymore. Hopefully, he can find the entry, not like Team 86 did. And, I mean, 2 C4s. I mean, we did have a C4 kill last round. I mean, throughout when I've been casting, the C4s have not been landing, but hopefully there are some ideas for Team 86 to use with these Valkyrie cams up on the board. And Solus.
Can't forget about that Solus pick, of course. She can be used in order to deny a lot of the drones, something that NeedONE agency didn't really get a chance to use a lot. And Vito, sorry, gets the very first kill in this round. What a shot, what a read that was. And a good prediction on his part to find the ace early, and that's the only hard breacher.
It's happened once more. I mean, the first pick going the way of Team 86 last time, they won the round, and with ace falling off the board, they cannot do anything more. Obviously, they don't know that the ace was that the ace was killed. Obviously, it was that wallbang as he was proning, but I mean, they're gonna realize soon enough that with these meat jammers, you can get them. But Basher, he's dead. He's not gonna be able to breach anything. And I mean, there's so much time Team 86 have wasted, and there's any control NeedONE even have. EFAC completely unaware of the position, trying to find a top right stairs though with these flashes coming in big window, but Tucano's there. Soon as he gets before that one to right stairs, but he's in sight! How is EFAC in sight? He's synced up, he has down one, so he doesn't get the kill. They can round up, but EFAC very low. He'll finish the kill off. Line still on big windows, suppressing them. Ben watching the cross. Oh, what a lovely entry by then. EFAC finds his double. It's going to be a 1v4 as an EFAC on the triple. Tucano's one beneath. You can be Solus, you can stop the plant, but you've got no impact left to do it, mate. He's going to have to go through down. He can stop the plant. Oh, maybe try and get the kill, but he won't. He actually won't get the kill, and there you have it. Round to NeedONE agency, and all on the hands of EFAC. He wasn't having it the first round. Ashy runs in, gets his triple, and walks out freely, but no util on white stairs. That is something to watch out for, Team 86.
Yeah, like you mentioned, no utility on that white stairs, and they didn't know that Leak Effect was sneaking up those white stairs, and he made immediate impact. He saw that white stairs, nobody was watching it, and what does he do? He doesn't just wait there, hold across like some players might do. He just rushes right in, and that's the power that he possesses. At least when he was on a BDS, he's also known as like kind of like the impact fragger alongside Shaiko, and he's showing it here today. But like you mentioned, an error on the side of Team 86. That flank didn't really come through from the server player up until like later on, because he didn't know about Leak Effect on the white stairs and how advanced his position was. But not NeedONE agency, but Team 86 are gonna go back to the second floor, try it again, same operator lineup, same idea.
Yeah, but obviously I think Team 86 just going to be a bit more prepared and instantly barbed wire being put white stairs. First thing Mats did in this round, and just got to be aware in scenes, because obviously when you're in a scrim you think of more methodical gameplay, and it's a lot different to what we see in rank, but now it's kind of merging together because the rank progression now in comp progression, obviously this meta which we keep on talking about, the same lineup. Hopefully the same idea for Team 86, because honestly, they did nothing wrong. They just have one gap, which EFAC, I don't want to say knew about. He just had the balls to go for it, as he didn't have any util. The mute jammer stopped him. But that's what you got to watch out. EFAC, confident player in his skill. Vito trying to go for the same wallbang, but won't find the same result.
Leak Effect, we all know how he plays, at least on the main stage. He won a major with BDS, and he was a real turning point for that team alongside Shaiko. because Shaiko was mainly the only impact fragger on that team, you have Leakafek who's able to thread the needle and provide a little bit more flexibility. And at least you're not as dependent on that Shaiko player. But now that he's playing here against Team 86, he's able to thread that needle into the backs of Team 86 and sew it in for NeedONE Agency to complete a run here on the attack. But it's just the first attacking round for them, so let's not read too far in it. But look at this, less aggression early on from Team 86. It seems like that they're shying away from holding trophy as aggressively.
And obviously without Ace getting caught off so early, Bash is able to get this breach. It's nice and safe for them, but they're not going for Acid, which might actually trouble them later on because obviously you have those head heights going in all the way to Trophy. Vito, he's speaking of C4s, he finds ours in line, not looking too good. Matrox, does that one fight with Takano beneath? Takano, be the one coming beneath. Ban pinches off Matt, but all the knee comes out. Oh, it's going to be 2 kills and Actors. Gonna push up Ben inside, instantly cut off by Vito, and he will find the double. A 1 versus 2 now as Actor gets caught down. Let H cook very low HP, but a 1v1. Now, Vito, last man alive, but they're both 1 HP. No C4 on the board, but Intel will find Vito. Basher, he was caught off the first round. Muck could have redeemed himself, but no. A crisp shot from Vito, as Vito's been feeling himself this game. Confidence is key when it comes to Siege, and NeedONE Agency don't get caught off guard.
Pro League experience for Vito shining bright. That's his 3rd entry kill in a row so far. We've only played 3 rounds, so it's nice to get those guns hot and ready early.
I mean, you definitely can't question someone who's had this experience and bringing it to here where these other players are not experienced as well. I mean, obviously you have EFAC and BDS and Vito as well, so they can bring the influence which they have and the experience they have into their team. Obviously, they can only do so much on a 3rd-person perspective. And you know what I really like? Just looking at this, you probably won't see it, probably haven't seen it, but on Bunker, the rotate is on the other hand, the left-hand side. Well, depends where you're walking at, but it's not the side where everyone puts it. I just love that. I just want that to be noticed because I think that rotate is so much better than the other one. Just wanted to point out. No reason. I just think it's so fun.
5 seconds left.
I actually didn't get to see the site set up. Observer kind of like went over towards the first floor, but I mean, look at this from Team 86 again. It's the Capkin being played. Same ideas last time. They're not deviating from their setups, or they're not changing anything at all. That was the case in the 3rd round as well, where they were able to win it out through a 3K or a 4K, I'm sorry, from Vito. And that's why he's 6-1 at the moment. The hot hand here from Team 86 being dealt with hot fashion against NeedONE Agency.
Obviously, I mean, Team 86, I mean, just look at this control Vito has and working together with the match. And just all they need is 1 pick. And Team 86, they'll do what they did last time. They'll run back side and play safe with the C4s they have. And with this, western side dining shower take, NeedONE Agency going for. Haven't had the same result, but this first entry could really turn out on who will win this next round because Tucano might find the first gunfight. Actually, no, he could find the first gunfight. No, he's not. He's beneath. I thought it was a meeting double. But Team 86, they've dropped back. I mean, all the pressure we have is Vito and Let's Take Cook, obviously on that far hand side and north, running on that T1. They might even drop back now because NeedONE Agency, Team 86, they've shown the presence, but now they just drop back. And with instead of rotating at it, EFAC be the one to discover this with Basher right in front of him, joining him in. But we'll have to wait and see if Team 86 are really into sight in the side of NeedONE Agency.
Drones coming in from NeedONE Agency clears that whole roam game from Team 86, but also you gotta think of the Capkins doing a lot of damage from Matarox, but the first kill again in favor of Team 86 and none other than Vito to claim it through a Nitro. So Matarox is already very low on HP anyways, courtesy of a Capkin from Vito himself, but to be confirmed by the Capkin too, that's crazy as hell. But even then, the first kill ending up in Team 86's favor, and low on time are NeedONE Agency.
Goyo's going off now, and you've still got one in that freezer ready to cut them off, and you've got 3 smoke grenades on the hand of Actor, so hopefully you can get around, because in this airboy position might be able, as effective, evac, just find Tucano. Now a 4v4, even up mine count, this Goyo charge will stop the rush in through freezer, but the Ash charge will make the rotate back into that A site. Supply closet will be smoking. Obviously, 44. Bit of a standoff as his go-yo charges. You see them being shot out, but EFAC will wait it out. He's got enough time for this to blow out, and then he will push in. He'll wait his turn for him to go in. Prone in the far corner. EFAC's ready for it. A double for him. One be highway swinging into his bullets. Matt. Push on out. Will swing once more. 3v3 as Actor finds Ben. Pushing in. There goes EFAC down the drain, and there goes Actor. Basher, he will find that kill. Wilson left alive on back stairs, pushing in through pillar. 10 seconds left, no diffuser. It's another round for Team 86.
Another round for Team 86, unless, well, Arzen finds one up until Tom finds the last. It's Team 86 to put themselves 3 rounds to 1 ahead of NeedONE Agency. And I mean, again, for NeedONE Agency, the basement site, the clear is okay. They don't give up the first 2 picks. They pressure out most of that roam, confine it to that basement floor, but their execute just lacks in speed and accuracy and just time management. Nothing is really going their way, and then when they try and take these gunfights, they're not getting anything from it in the execution phase neither. They can't get a plant down. They've only been able to get a plant down once in the last 4 rounds. And when you look at Oregon is a map that you usually plant a lot on. It's not really hard to get a plant down on this map unless you're not doing anything correctly in the execution phase. And there seems to be that sort of disconnect towards the end of it from NeedONE Agency consistently.
Yep, and obviously heading to this tertiary site now, as we haven't seen this so far as NeedONE did find that one round. We'll see how this one turns out. Obviously meeting is, I've just seen dining just completely fall off. I don't know where it's going. I really like dialing, and that, you know, that small tire pushes was always in favour of the thermite, as we are seeing Basher run it. Ken obviously not running ace, but it's just not as good. And if Vito finds the same kill, I'm honestly just baffled. He's got it once. There's no way he gets it again.
See if he does. And yeah, it actually does get pre-fired. Matarox able to get the first kill inside of this round. Vito, his streak ends here as he finds himself at the end of a bullet early. And so that gives NeedONE Agency some momentum to work with in this round. They're pushing in from that west side, hopefully trying to work a clear towards that top floor. But also, you have players on the other side of the map as well. One thing that I noticed from NeedONE Agency on their attack is they're very spread out from each other, which leads to a lackluster of trades. And they only really confine themselves, or they only really condense and are more together when they're actually pushing and executing onto site, which is what you want to see.
Yeah, and obviously NeedONE Agency, I mean, apart from that first round, they've been very well on the... If one of them falls, they'll find one back. EFAC finds Sukarno, this man entering once more for his team as soon as he's been on Ash, running 6-3, 2 KD so far in this game. Matt's just have a hatch to drop him. He'll just completely leave EFAC's breach open into kids. He'll find this gunfight on Basher, because that's the thermite. Actor finds Tomato Rocks. There's a Yana, or another kill from Heiko. Find Arzen, a 3v3 as it's a standoff, but no, EFAC will find his double. He'll get that attic breach and try and look around to put a lot of pressure on site. Actor and Hookuk just play together. They want to try and find a refrag, but one elbow could catch him off guard, but no. Timing plus the Varcam will give them the intel. Shotgun is in hand, but he'll decide to use the SMG for now. No C4 on the board for anyone at the moment. Back inside, Actor goes a 3v2, now in favor of NeedONE Agency.
You have a lot of time here, NeedONE Agency. You don't need to rush the execute. Dan with the sledgehammer could keep making vertical holes, but he takes the gunfight against Actor, finding himself in the 1v2. A drop in sight cues a sound cue, and Leak Effect gets eliminated too, and now we're down to a 1v1. Basha and Actor, the thermite versus the mute. You have the rifle in hand, but they're playing ring around the rosy. He misses the headshot. Basha pulls out the pistol. Can he get the quick draw? No, he can't. Actar able to confirm the round with the Mossberg. And NeedONE Agency, in, well, the most stylish of fashions, ends up throwing that.
I mean, throwing's a good word for that one. I mean, 3v2 on the weakest site to hold when you have the attic breach. But again, thermite, you know, you're going to breach or are you just going to stand around? I mean, you've got this hard breach. We've only seen one successful round where Ace breached, obviously, their barn on that bottom floor site, but wasn't successful. One successful breach, they won the round. And I mean, if you bring utilities, every single operator has a unique utility which you want to bring. Let's start using NeedONE Agency. You're 4-1 down. A 4-2 split is very average, very seeable in a game like this. But, oh my gosh, Vito! I don't know if you saw that, Vito just reinforcing the trophy headlights. they really want to stick this attic hold as we see the rotate into T3 as we saw last time on that left-hand side, but there are no head heights. Again, you want to actually abuse this, and they got the master control and got the breach, like I said. But it's 4-1. They can do so much, but if they're losing the round, they can use the util. But if they can't win their gunfights, that's a different story.
5 seconds left.
See a change up in operators for Team 86, switching from the Solus to the Azami. One thing that they didn't do in these previous kids rounds was hold on to the trophy and just kind of like extend a little bit further back around the map, or really just around anywhere. Azami is very good at helping you extend across the map. So is Solus, but Azami more so because she can create angles with these Kiba barriers. Instead, you see Max, he's gonna start off in the tier 3 of the big tower, but the rest of the roam game from Team 86 still exists on that first floor towards the server plus top freezer stairs.
Awesome might find a pick there. I don't know if they're aware, but yes, they are. Two Garner finds Awesome again. The pick going in the way of Team 86 again. I mean, I'm saying Team 86 at the start of every single round, and it surely must mean something to NeedONE agency. Mental not looking good if they're going to lose this round, but again, can switch up on the defense. EFAC trying to, use his buck utility beneath, but again, if you're going to bring util, you still have to win the gunfight. Vito again finding more entries. Hey Cook, find Made of Rocks for 2v5. I mean, call it off already. Then just find Lucano. There is still potential, as all you need is one player to get all 4 of these last kills. Obviously, Ben and Bash are working together. I mean, if you look at the idea which NeedONE Agency tried to go for, having the Capital and smoke grenades on big window, there was potential to win the round if you get the plant down, but I mean, there's just not much more you can do when you just can't win a gunfight. 1 minute 30 left. NeedONE Agency looking to go 5-1.
Again, like I mentioned, they seem very spread apart. They're not really getting a lot of good trades, and that's kind of what's been happening consistently. They're not getting the first pick. They've only got the first pick 1 out of a possible 6. Vito getting at least 4 of those. So really good game from him as he's 8-3. But Basha being the last one alive as the Capital, well, your luck's just ran out. But Team 86, 5-1 half confirmed for here on Oregon as they start the Titan series off with the bang here in game number 1.
Now on the attack. Now obviously, I'm no analysis, but I mean, it's going to be in the favour of Team 86, because even though 50-50 map, 4-2 split is what you'd like to see, 5-1, it's obviously, it's a big difference between 4-2 and 5-1, because they only need 1 round to go on the match point, and 1 mistake after that match point it's just rough to deal with. If you always second guess if you want to rotate back off, you want to play a bit aggressive or a bit more passive. Passive, sorry. I don't know how you pronounce that. But yeah, a lot of eyes heading on to NeedONE Agency because, alright, passive it is. There's Epsilon. So let me passive, tomato. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Team 86, they found 1 round to NeedONE Agency on the extremely on the back foot.
NeedONE Agency first, or primary site choice here for their first round here. Defense is going to start off in kids. Usually it's centered towards basement, but kids is not a bad choice neither. It's a secondary site choice where, all we know, which is what we do know. Usually teams like to interchange between both of those sites. It's rare that kids, though, is the primary site choice here from NeedONE Agency. You see the Goyo being picked to again. It's not on basement this time, but yet it's on second floor. And I kind of like the Goyo pick on second floor because you can zone off so many areas with him being on the team. Most notably, Trophy and also top white, which are 2 really important areas for the attackers to try and take control of. And also a big window.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at just what Team 86 is going to bring, Amaru, potential, could keep falling into Arzen's hand. I mean, they don't know that the Amaru's still on board, so kick window can always be an option, but I don't think he'll be that ballsy. Arzen could have got timing there, but he's able to run back out. He'll drop back down the ladder, and 1 second earlier, Cook would have had that kill, but obviously he didn't. He'll be heading back to the drawing board. Cook does find Ben on the run out. I mean, Ben's he's having a rough time. Not as a peak of what we've seen from him throughout his R6 time. 2 minutes left. Team 86 again finding the entries. Cook finds a double. Oz and Ben the first to fall. Last time Team 86 were the entry, they won the round. Get this match point.
most likely could be here from Team 86. They start the attacking off with the bang. No real trades coming in from NeedONE Agency. Arzen, I felt like, just spent a lot of time towards that big tower area, and he escaped at the wrong moment. You have a rotate through Attic, use it. Matt is going to find another onto Basha, confirming what could be a flawless here from Team 86, and yes, it is. 6-1 is the half here for Team 86. Match serious point, as this is a best of one here on Oregon.
Checking my time, I mean, it's not even been 30 minutes since we got the face cams on. It's already match point. I mean, NeedONE Agency looking very rough so far. 5 rounds. Team 86 did it. Surely you can do it again, but just bringing the heat, the meta. Team 86 are abusing it. What can NeedONE Agency do? I mean, check the squishy tips. 1 bullet to the head is all this needs in the game of R6, no matter what weapon. And overall, I think the strats is good. Nothing's really going wrong. It's just a bit unaware. NeedONE Agency, I mean, Arson. I mean, running just not aware of that door on T1, running back turns. Bane going for a run out. I mean, think about it. It's not ranked. You're not against people who shouldn't be in your elo. You're against people who know what they're doing, know what they're up against. So NeedONE Agency again, they're now on match point. 1 mistake is the game down for them.
NeedONE Agency, the desk people, we talked about them. They mainly just played in like lower tier T4 tournaments. This is their first time being involved in Talent League, and this is their chance to show people who don't really have a chance to understand who they are, what they can do on a big stage against better, against better teams that are better than T4 level teams. And we're seeing that here on full display, but it's not in the way that they would have wanted it to happen. Team 86, they're dominating in those entry kills. NeedONE Agency kind of lack a lot in awareness. They're very spread out from each other, a lack of trades too. It doesn't really seem like they're communicating together. Leak Effect on this team could be a factor in not really having a lot of communication, because even though he is a pro level player and even though he is a major winner, he's still a player who's new to this system, new to this team, and he's also new to playing with these players that he probably hasn't played with before on a competitive level. So it's interesting to see that all play out here today. These guys, they breeze through the open qualifiers and whatnot, and it's just not working out here in this game against Team 86.
Yeah, and I mean, just adding on to that point, I mean, EFAC is definitely individually a very good player, but in a team can do the same thing, because it's not just him who everyone has to rely on. Obviously, he can find his picks, he can win his gunfights, but there's 4 other players on the team he needs to worry about on that roster. It starts to show. Team 86 do find an entry. They'll even up with the down to the HBSC. Full call off, but no veto. Might be able to even the man count now as Max finds Ben. Could this go downhill once again? What are you doing, Basha? I'm absolutely baffled now. It's 2v4 in favour of Team 86. Make that a 2v3 as Arzen finishes off Cook from beneath. They know where the last 2 members are. Kitchen will be ours, and with his C4 in hand and Solis as well, trying to stop the plant, but Max is in sight. 1 minute 10 left, and Team 86, they have sight in their hands. You hear the C4 go out, but nothing connects. Running outside, they're trying to find trying to look for any opportunity. Solis might impact, but he's on the other side of the wall. 1 minute left, and now it's 40 seconds left. 2v2 now, as Arzen finds Vito. Tucano and Max left alive to stop this plant, stop the retake coming out. Plant diffusion is in the open. What a crisp shot from Max to make it a 1v2, 1v1 now, as Efax finds the last kill, but Tucano to finish it off, and there you have it, Team 86. 6 rounds to 1. That's Oregon for you. Might call it Oregon, but this was a game, and I mean, we're 34 minutes gone since we turned our cams on. Team 86 found the victory, and they found it good.
Yeah. Map win for Team 86, and dominantly so. We talked about their map win percentage, at least mainly on Oregon, having a really good map percentage here in 2023. If I can actually pull it up right quick. That's NeedONE Agency.
Yeah, I mean,
for them, 6 wins out of a possible 8. 2 losses. This is their 7th in 2023. They start off Titan Series with the bang, and not much can be said on the side of NeedONE Agency. You need more of those guns to heat up. It can't just be Leak Effect.
Yeah, but I mean, just look at that score, but Vitaline dropping double digits in, what seemed to be 8 rounds. And obviously, individually, EFAC definitely performed, but with the rest of the individuals on his team, they couldn't pull through together. But I mean, that was Oregon, and you definitely see the insight of these teams coming now for every other teams playing their group stages, or could see them playing in the later stages of Titan Series. Is this only play day one? And a lot of insight has been given how they're playing, who their player is, who they want to shut down next. But Chaka, I mean, Team 86, 7-1. There's not much we can say.
Not much we can say. I predicted them to win. They have a couple of well-known players plus an ex-pro, and I mean the same thing goes for NeedONE Agency. Not really well-known players, but a current professional player for a team that recently won a major. So pretty big deal. But then you look at Team 86, who's been together for a little while longer. They have more of a core to them. Their communication seemed on top of it. The entry pick seemed on top of it. And I like the way that they played their defenses. At times, when they didn't even get the first pick, they fell off and gave that respect to NeedONE Agency and played behind their util perfectly. Nice defenses, nice 2 attacks that they played out. Good one from not NeedONE Agency, from Team 86, and NeedONE Agency needs to go back to that drawing board.
Yeah, just the last little point before we head back to the analysts to have a look at that a bit more in depth about those rounds. I mean, Team 86, Brucey, when we see loads of aggressive meta come in, they kind of like blank out the strats and the bit of util which they bring. But they got the picks, they played aggressive, they dropped back the Goyos, the smokes, everything was going on. AES is in the right places, they rearranged AESs, they rearranged the smoke shield and elbow to face that main side. I mean, there's not much more we can say. That's my point. That's what I just have to say. I think, like you said, the drawing board is going to need to be in there for the VOD reviews for NeedONE Agency. But it's been me, Squishy, Chaka on my left. As I got informed, we'll be heading to the analyst and host to have a bit more of a look of those round by rounds. So, see you then on the desk.
Thank you very much, Squishy and Chaka, for that. A very entertaining cast, and wow, oh wow, what a way to kick off the Titan series with a Team 86 7-1 victory. I am Velocity, joined by Noctish on the desk. Noctish, what is your take on that map?
Is Val a good reaction to what we just saw? Actually, I want to ask production team to count how many times I'm going to be right on predicting who's the winner of the match. But joke aside, wow, oh wow, what a game! What an incredible performance from Team 86. I was amazed, actually, the way that Team 86 play together, hold each other's crossfire, going exactly on the cams alive the moment that they died. And I believe it was a perfect example of how a team can play together. We have some clips to show you, some replays to show you, and I want to go through it. Actually, the first one would be the infamous baby clutch from Mute on round 5. As we all see, it was 2 versus 3, 3 attack player on NeedONE Agency alive, and 2 for Team 86. At the moment, the Team 86 lost Jäger, and it was 1v2 for Team 86, Mute on the hand, and Liquefag Basher alive. What happened is that Team NeedONE didn't have a good crossfire with each other. That's exactly what happens when Mute picked one by one of them without any trouble. Nothing breached, no crossfire from Team NeedONE. At the moment that it was 1 versus 2, no one on Team 1 was on the cams. I'm not going to say that those 3 alive drones was going to be perfectly placed for possible infos, but this happens when the synchronization between the team is non-existent, in my opinion. We can go then on to round 7, Warden Death, playing on T1, going to the green and then dying to the green door. This is another example of the player, in this case Axtrazan, not being aware of his surrounding, maybe people being on the drone, maybe seeing that there is a potential of crossfire, which can be seen. There was a good crossfire from Team 86. So that was another example. And last but not least, we can go to round two of the knife. That it is always interesting to see people misclicking during the fight, using I don't know, bringing out the drones and etc. But knifing was something that I've never seen, but it was fun to watch.
Most definitely. And wow, very well broken down. And well, Team 86 did see like the most dominant roster, or the most dominant team, sorry, going into this. And I mean, do you think, their previous runs in, big tournaments such as LCQ has, obviously helped them, or is it just they've had a streak of good luck? Because obviously, as we saw, we had EFAC on the other team. So, what do you think's happening there?
Uh, Okay, I'm not going to give suggestion to a T1 player. I'm not in no place to do that. But my suggestion to Team NeedONE is to build that synergy and synchronization between your team. In my opinion, players like Lee Kafak, Shaiko, uh, going to T1, other players like Jigs, Teb, these are pure potential frag players. These players need to be droned. These players need to be feeded every second to be the front line of your team. This only happens when your team have built up a good synchronization within each other to be able to drone 5 seconds, 7 seconds ahead of the player, gathering all the infos and then feed it to the player. So I'm going to predict if Team NeedONE, in my opinion, find these elements within their players, within their team, they can be unstoppable. It was interesting for me the way they always stick to playing Lion, Yana, Ash, and then if needed to change, for example, bringing Capito uh, was a good change in round six. Possibly it didn't work for them, but this shows the mindset of the team that they want to evolve, they want to find the flaws within the game, not even after the game, within the game to be able to close around for themselves. But unfortunately, in this game, they were unsuccessful. So congratulations to Team 86 and especially Vito. What a game he had. Nearly 6 opening kills, if I'm not mistaken, for Vito out of these 8 rounds, which can say a lot. And finger crossed we can see Team 86 progressing much and much.
Well, I think it is safe to say that Vito most definitely fit in to the roster quite well, considering, as you said, his 6 opening kills going into this match, and well, he is just a new addition to the roster, replacing Curly. So, I mean, I don't know about yourself, but I'd say that that's a pretty solid debut.
It is, absolutely it is, and uh, we want to hand out this moment to Velocity because we are going to have an interview with Ben from Team NeedONE. Of course, I'm going to have questions, but first, please, Velocity, go on.
Well, Ben,
Yes.
talking over there. Sorry. So first of all, how are we feeling after this match?
I feel like just and was losing the game. I mean, we wanted to play well and success, and that. Am I lagging?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a
It's okay.
problem. I solved it. Sorry.
Perfect. So anyway, we'll go back to, so how are we feeling after that game? As we didn't catch
So
you.
we are feeling like a team who has lost the game. We want to play well tonight. We didn't succeed, and that's it.
Well, I have to ask then. How did you feel? Did you feel you improved as a roster going through this matchup? You know, how did you adapt? How did you feel? You know, going up against a team like Team 82. How did you adapt to them? How did you know what was the aim when you realized it's Team 82, 86? Sorry.
We knew that the team 86 were better than us, and we knew that they were playing aggressively, and we had to take League Up because our mate is not here tonight. So we took League FAC, as you know, and League FAC has ever played against them in scrims or things like that, and he told us like they were really aggressive, and we tried to follow his instructions, but they were just better.
Well said. Okay, and so my last question. Obviously, I can't speak for Noctish here, but what are your expectations going into your next game?
Uh, we know that Team 86 is the best team in our group. There is the Hungarian team and the Vega Sports team. We will just work as much as possible to win those games, to qualify ourselves to the playoffs, and maybe take the revenge against Team 86.
Well, Noctish, do you have any questions you would like to ask Ben, or?
Yes, actually, as I mentioned, I don't know if you were in the call before when I talk about building the synergy and synchronization between your teammates. Of course, adding the leaker fag, a T1 player with huge amount of experience in your team, I believe it's a win for any single soul on that team and on organization. So I want to know what is your plan on building the team towards the league? Are you going to build a team around Lake Effect like what Koi actually did with the Spoit, or everyone are going to do their actually role and find a good place and synchronization between your players?
No, I think that we just want to play our game like make some plays with 2 3 players in the same time to kill some players at some positions, and Likefak was like leading a little bit, but he has never played with us before that game, and sorry. So we were like confused about what do we have to do, follow Likefak, play our game, tell Likefak what he has to do, things like that. And of course, Likefak is an awesome player, but I don't know if like following his ideas was the best way to win this game, because we haven't played with him, and it was not like the best play style for us. But he brought us like really good vibes and really good ideas to deny the setups of the enemies, and to be closer of the side than if he wasn't there. And he told us like really good things to learn about game and to learn about the.
Merci, Ben. I hope a good days come for your team. I should apologize to our viewers for the a little bit of quality. This happens in a live session, but thank you, Ben, and I hope the best for your team. Good luck.
Thank you for the cast. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Well, thank you very much, Ben, for that amazing interview. We are going to take a quick 5-minute break. We want to thank Squishy and Chaka for the amazing cast today. Did a very, very good job. Very, very entertaining, and well, we're going to see a very, very good matchup next. Next match we have, I believe it is Heroic and Make Your Destiny, if I'm correct, Noctish.
Yes, it is heroic. Make your destiny. It's a dream game. I'm on my foot to watch that games and see what heroic and Make Your Destiny can bring to the table.
Most definitely. And well, we will see you in 5-10 minutes with maybe some special guests on the casting desk. Okay, apologies then. I have just been told by our producer that it's going to be a bit of a longer break. We're going to be looking at maybe 25 minutes to half an hour. So we do apologize for the delay, but it's just one of those things. So we'll see you back here very, very soon.